Welcome to Late Hour, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our Christmas episode. First thing we're going to do is check in with the one and only Dan, the meme man, to see what he's up to this week. Check it out.
Let's go bowling.
Hey, you can't bring that in here, dude. Hey, you go back down, I swear to God, I'll call the cops.
I can't slide down here.
No. Hey, here, I'm serious. Somebody call the cops right now. Dude, you are so busted. Right.
And of course, you can't have Late Hour without Travis coming on the show, so it is time for Travis Quotes.
Who is never hungry during Christmas? The turkey. He's always stuffed. According to my kids' Christmas lists, they think this parenting gig pays pretty well. You are the reason Santa has a nihilist.
When we come back, we're going to be talking to Colt from Kdwb'S. Don't go anywhere. Weeknights on Kdwb'S and worldwide on the iHeartRadio app. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Colt to Late Hour.
What's up? Yep, Colt from Kdwb'S. That's how I present myself usually. I'm like, hey, do you listen to my show? And then no one ever says yes. So it's
Really?
terrible.
Never?
No, they do, but I don't even like telling people I'm on the radio. It's kind of like a douchey thing to do. You know what I mean?
I don't ever tell people I host this show.
And why not?
Because I sound like I'm crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
I sound like a crazy person when I say, like, oh yeah, I do this show.
They're like, oh, you work on the radio? That would be cool in like 1970. But
So I saw on your Instagram you took a like super long trip
yeah,
from Florida? No.
yeah, I left
It was
that.
from Florida all the way up to...
I left that dirty swamp. Man, Florida's cool. It's cool if you want to get like eaten by an alligator or taken out by like a snake or a crazy person on some sort of drug. But it's just other than that, it's not for me. I grew up in the Midwest, so this feels more like home.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather be a little cold than like super sweaty, like hot sauna feeling everywhere I go. You know.
You know, yeah, I mean, meth isn't for everybody either.
Well,
you know,
like-
it's not my drug of choice.
When people say describe Florida, this was the story I tell them. So we're in an apartment, and my apartment there's like a pool right by it, right? And we like hear all these cop cars and stuff. So we go and look outside, and apparently this dude was running from the cops. So he jumped, he jumped in the pond to like evade the police. And then he got eaten by an alligator.
Oh, man.
And that's pretty much Florida in a nutshell.
Yikes.
It's terrible.
There
Terrible
you go. There's
state. It could just break off, and like I'd be fine visiting the island. But other than that,
How about like Orlando? Because that's the only place I ever go to in Florida.
Orlando's legit. Like
Yeah.
Orlando isn't even Florida. Like Orlando, it's not on the ocean or anything. It's basically just theme parks. Like if Orlando was in Minneapolis, I feel like it'd be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just put a dome over it so it can be, warm.
Mall of America.
Yeah, exactly. Mall of America on
That's it.
steroids.
So you were talking about this before. Did you want to talk about your Chainsmokers interview?
Yeah, we just we're at Kdwb'S Jingle Ball, which was a hell of a show. Like
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because I work there, but like it was super insane and crazy and like a hell of a good time. And it's insane to see like those many acts in one night. Like I talked it up and I was like, man, I feel like I'm just spamming people with this show. But it's like a dope show now that I lived it. And everyone's there, like people from NYC who work for iHeartRadio and stuff are there at the shows to like, you know, watch it go down. So I'm just making a fool of myself. And then the Chainsmokers, I interviewed them with Kelsey Ballerini, and it was this weird thing where Fallon, who does mornings on Dave Ryan's show for Kdwb'S, she was supposed to interview them, and she backed out for some reason. Like she had to like be on stage at the same time or something. So I jumped in, and like I know the Chainsmokers, but not really. You know what I mean? It's like if you were to listen to Rihanna's songs, you don't like know Rihanna, you just like know her songs. You know what I mean? So I go and interview them, and I'm like, Closer was a huge song for them with Halsey.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. And I said, if I'm number one in the ratings, like there's never like a sigh of relief. It's more just, how do I do it again? You know what I mean? Like, how do I keep progressing and not fall out of first? And I asked if they felt that way about Closer, because they haven't had a song as good as Closer. And I was like, are you still trying to chase that? And they're like, they looked at each other like, is this kid serious? And then they're like, are you saying we peaked? And I was like, no, I'm not saying you peaked. And they're like, are you really telling us that was our best song and we don't have anything else to live up to? And I was like, no, God, stop, rewind. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I meant to say is, are you happy for your success, or are you always trying to chase that success? Which I guess still sounds bad. Whatever. I don't like interviews. It's I don't know.
You should have brought like cigarettes and like vapes for them. Because they're the Chainsmokers. So you would think.
That's the thing. You have really great muscle definition, if I must say. Do you work out?
Before the show, yes, I do.
Before the show, do you really?
I do, yeah.
Because, dude, you're like jacked right now.
I know. Somebody on YouTube commented, Clint needs to get off the roids.
Dude, look at. I don't know if we can get the veins in this shot, but I'm so happy I wore a sweater and a jacket to cover up my body.
I can put mine back on if you want.
No, it's making me uncomfortable. No. I forget what we were saying. The Chainsmokers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were drunk. They were just kind of jerks. I think if I would have done anything, it would have been bad. You know? No matter how I would have taken it, it just
Well, that's kind of a bad way to look at it. I don't know. I feel like it's weird when you don't know the person, and I'm sure they've had like 10 other interviews like before that in different cities and everything. So kind of getting off topic, talking about the Christmas season. Have you ever like had like a fight break out at like a family gathering?
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm from an abnormal family. I feel like I tell people all the time, like, for what I had to work with, I'm really cool. Like, from my dad and my mom. I guess, like, going back to the Christmas thing, like, just from that example, we don't really have, like, a hat. There's no, like, oh, my God. Like, I'm the Pete Davidson of radio, just, like, depressed and, like, no good
dark humor
memories. I guess one time, like, my mom did a little drinking, like she does, and she did the sarcastic, like, Merry Christmas. And, like, she was throwing presents at me and my sister. We were older, so it's not, like, child abuse, whatever. I was, like, 17, and I'm, like, twice the size of my mom, so it was just, you know, bouncing off of my belly fat. And she, like, knocked over the Christmas tree, and then my sister and I, like, set it back up, and we were like, all right, cool, this is a great Christmas Eve. Just another normal day in the Colts
in the Colt household. That's awesome.
But it's a lot more low-key now. Like, my wife's family's actually normal. So that took a lot to get used to, actually. Because, like, I'm like, you guys actually eat dinner at the same, like, table and everything's kosher and you, like, talk about your lives. That's crazy.
At one of my family gatherings, I guess there was, like, a scuffle, like, 10 minutes after me and my brother had left.
Really?
Come
you missed
on.
it? Yeah, the drama,
did.
dude. Yeah, like, I always say, like, I hate my childhood and stuff, but, dude, the drama, like, I live for the drama. You know what I mean? Like, so many good stories have come out of that era. But yeah, it's always the worst when your family gets to see drama and you're like, oh, damn, I missed it.
Yeah, 5 minutes after you leave. Oh, I almost forgot. I had people on Instagram. I asked you guys if you had any questions for Colt, and we got a few back.
Ooh.
I almost forgot about this.
Let's do it.
Okay.
What do we got? Oh, God, this could be really bad or really good.
It's time to answer your questions with Colt. First one comes from Emily. Can you give me pink tickets?
Oh God, that's the question I get the most. Can you get me tickets?
When is
No, never. Unless you have something for me.
You could have
I
asked.
will never. No matter how many times the camera changes, never to all the cameras. Just kidding. I'll give you tickets. I give people tickets sometimes. It just depends on how I feel. Like if you actually talk to me, like if you asked me, I would give you tickets because you're cool and we like have this like rapport or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you're just a random, like don't listen or anything, then no.
When is Pink? I feel like I've never even heard that on the radio.
I should know that, but definitely don't.
Next one comes from Darren, who just said Gucci Gang.
Gucci gang. That reminds me. I feel like everyone has. Do you have like a fan name, like people who watch your show?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think I do.
No. I've always thought of like what mine would be. Not that I have like a big enough fan base to even have that. You know, like what do you think yours would be?
I think ours together, Colt and Clint, would be Clont.
The Clonts.
The Clonts.
What up?
Hey.
Clont gang. Yeah, I like it. That's good. That's good.
Next one comes from Corey. What's the next KDWB event?
Oof. The next
Pink, I would guess?
KDWB event. We're actually working on something really cool. I can't. They like make us not say anything, but. Yeah, I can't say, but something is coming. At Colts Radio on Instagram, follow me, and you'll stay. It's a shameless plug, but you'll stay up to date. Yeah.
Is it Pink?
No,
It's not Pink. Okay.
It's something more dope than Pink.
More dope than Pink.
Even though Pink flying around arenas like she always does is really cool, but this is sick.
Last one comes from Nia, who
That's
said,
a cool name.
I saw him at the state fair and tossed a cookie at him.
Yeah. Dude, that actually happened more than once. So
Really?
yeah, because I had this thing where I was in a wedding after the state fair, and I wanted to look like somewhat slim, so I tried to stay away from food. Which, like, if you ever want free food or free drinks from anywhere, just tell people you're not about it, and they will buy you food and drinks. Like, if you want to save money, be like, dude, not having any state fair food. People will buy it, and like, I don't know what it is. Like, they don't want to feel bad about eating it or something, but they will buy it for you just to make you eat it.
Man.
Yeah, good tip.
And if you're at the state fair too and you're trying to lose weight, that's like the worst place you could be to.
Yeah, it sucked, dude. It sucked more than the traffic getting over there every day. Like,
Have you ever seen like my fat picture from like high school where I'm in the
your
red
fat
shirt?
picture?
Yeah.
No.
You've never seen it?
No.
Really? Every single year.
Oh my God.
I'm like a different person, and by like 12th grade, I'm the skinny like skater kid. Like, what is happening to me?
Wait, why do you look older in grade 9 than grade 12?
I don't
What
know.
the hell?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay, so
Every year, I'm a different person.
you start out like, okay, this is just like a cute kid, and in 10th grade, you're like, swerve. No. And then 11, you're like normal again. And then 12, you somehow regressed to like you gained 4 years of your life back somehow. That's crazy.
I think like, also, I think in that picture, that was the lightest I ever weighed. It was like 109 pounds.
Yeah, dude, you're small there.
I weigh 160 now.
Like,
so
you
that's-
look like you could be in Chuck E. Cheese commercials in your 12th grade. Right. Also, I see, are you 28 then?
I am, yeah.
You're 28?
Yep.
Okay. I dropped out of college again, so I don't know like how to do math correctly, but we should do something for your dirty 30. I know it's in like 2 years or whatever.
We should. Who wants to think about like turning 30 or 40? Like, nobody does. You just kind of do this. Like,
Yeah, I guess. I mean, for me, I feel like everyone says 20s are your best year, but like honestly, no, because you're still trying to figure out life, and like you're not financially like set yet. I would say for the most part, most people. So I feel like 30, you got some finance stuff figured out.
yeah, that's true.
And you got like a good stride. I'm pumped for 30s.
You know what we should do?
What?
We should rent a Lamborghini.
For 30s?
We should.
I don't trust myself. I would wreck it.
I think it's.
I'd be in debt even more. I don't trust myself. That's a good idea, but like.
You can though. You can rent them for like.
You can.
For the day. All right. So last time you were here, we played a game called Tiny Hands, Are you up for a second round of Tiny Hands? Since
We
you
can
beat
Tiny
me
Hands, too.
in the first round. All right, it is time for Tiny Hands. Place the ball on a hard surface, like a table or on the floor. Using your hands, dribble the ball 10 times in a row like a basketball without losing control of the ball.
They like set you up for failure. Like there's no way.
I think we have a timer in here somewhere. All right,
So I have to dribble this.
dribble it 10 times like a basketball.
Oh, I got you. But it can't be like that. It's got to be like an
Yeah, you gotta, like,
succinct
dribble it.
dribble.
Yep, all right, ready, set.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, you ready?
All right, here we go. Yeah.
Set, go. Yeah, I think you're at 7.
Dude.
You still got time.
Wait, hold on. Let me redo.
You want to redo it? Okay.
Yeah, because I feel
got-
like. Here we go. You ready?
Yep.
I have a hell of a lot of time. All right. this is
Yeah,
gonna
you
be
got plenty of time. Okay.
Wait, I'm confused. So I dribble, and if I let it bounce twice, does that interrupt the count? Does that have to be like 1, 2, 3? Could it be like 1, 2?
We'll say, well, you just got to hit it 10 times while it's dribbling. I think that's fair.
I'm distracted by your triceps
Sorry.
just bulging out of your shirt. All right, here we go.
3, 4.
Damn it.
You're at 4. Oh no.
Ah! The mic is messing up my life. All right. I'm at 4.
You're at 4. You got like 20 seconds
I have
left.
to pick it up with my little fingers. All right, here we go.
All right, here we go. Here we go. 4, 5, 6.
I'm out. Are you ready?
No.
I don't think you are either. Get ready, it says.
Okay, get ready.
Place the cup on the opposite side of the table from where you are sitting, 3 feet maximum. Using the hands, toss the ball into the cup. Do you not have a
Where
cup?
is this cup that we
Wait, hold on. I got a better idea. You can toss it into my pocket,
toss it in your pocket?
my coat pocket.
Okay, I got it.
Let me take this off.
All right, all right.
And I'll even sit down for you.
Okay,
It's got a good angle. You make it in.
it's easy. I just got to toss it into your pocket. Okay.
I think with time.
Huh? Oh, I gotta come over here.
Here we go.
Okay. Close.
I guess. All right.
Okay,
Here
we
we go.
just scoop it up like a little bird, like a little baby bird, and then we just throw it back into its nest. Nope, not even
Man,
close.
short game. Short game. Here you go, buddy.
I got time. I got time. Okay. All right, little birdie, you're gonna go be free with your mom in your nest.
Let's get it. Oh,
Oh.
so close.
One last try.
You're like the off-brand LeBron James.
All right.
Close. If you were going for like a bra shot, would have had it. We should rock, paper, scissors it out. That's 2 out of
fair.
3
That's
wins?
fair,
You
okay.
think so? 'Cause
Okay.
I'm super good at this game.
Are you really?
Yeah, there's
Okay.
a whole thing about it. Like, there's a psychology behind it.
There's a whole. Okay, gotcha. Ready?
Yep. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, damn.
Oh!
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh.
Oh, you got me.
1-1.
All right.
Next time, next winner wins it all. Yeah. Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Damn. All right. Whatever. Hate you. Bring me on.
What's up? What's
Make me-
up? All right, so you can listen to him weeknights on 101.3 Kdwb, and you can also check him out on Instagram at Colt Radio. Colt, thanks for coming on.
Dude, always a pleasure. Keep lifting, bro. White
Keep
handshake out.
We should go to the gym sometime.
Again, my ego can't handle that.
Can't handle that?
Nope.
Okay, well, anyway. We'll be back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say
If you liked Whose Line Is It Anyway, then you'll love this show. I have the creators here of Scenes from a Hat. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Nathan Block and Steve Murphy to Late Hour.
Hey,
How you guys been?
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
So how did you guys find your cast for the show?
Oh, that's a really good question. They just came
They
out of the
found
woodwork.
us.
They found us, yeah. So, well, I'll tell you a little bit about how we got started. Was Nathan was he's a filmmaker, local filmmaker, and he was doing auditions here, and I recorded those, and he played this really cool game called Two Restaurants, and it occurred to me, hey, I could probably do this as a show. So I started planning and made that happen, and we had our first. I just put it out and spammed his group and got some actors to come out, and they've been coming. Some of them have been coming out since the first episode, so they've stuck with us the whole time. And we've had a huge number of people on the show. Some that have continued, and some that have only been to one episode, and that's it. So. Yeah, they're just coming out of the woodwork now.
It was actually really fun when he came up to me after, like he said, we had an audition here, and it was for the films that I've been producing, and he's been on the filmmaking team. He's done quite a bit for me, and so we did this Two Restaurants game, which is an improv game that I played in my college days, and he was just loving it. So he comes up to me after the audition. He says, "We should make a whole TV show about this stuff." And I'm like, "There is a TV show about this. It's called Whose Line Is It Anyway? Have you ever heard of it?" He's like, "No, but we could do it with local actors and put a local spin on it. It'd be really." I said, "You know what? If you get it off the ground, I'll be a part of it in any way that you can." And I'm thinking, this is never going to take off. And it's really gotten, everybody has really improved. And I think our show is legitimately really fun to watch and very funny. We've got some extremely, extremely talented people that appear on the show, and that have just blown us away with how much they bring to the table, and how much they keep improving and raising the stakes, and it's fun.
Yeah, they've really embraced us. Yeah.
So how did you guys go from that to you're at Mall of America now? You're in House of Comedy.
Yeah.
Like how did you guys end up there?
Well, we had always talked about doing a live. And I realized that the tapings are live, but we'd always talked about doing like a live version of the show in front of a bigger audience. But with getting the show going, he had a lot to do, and it was kind of like, I really want to do it, but I've got a lot to worry about. So after we passed our 1-year anniversary, where the show had been on cable an entire year, I just thought, well, he's got a lot going on. I'm going to look for one. And I started I didn't know what I was doing. I just started calling places in the Twin Cities and seeing, do you want us? And a lot of them I didn't hear from. But all of a sudden, the Mall of America, I'd called the House of Comedy, and I got an email from their national booker. And they said, we would love to have improv at the House of Comedy. We've always wanted improv. And I thought, wow. This is great. Timing couldn't be better. And so, from there, our first live show was September 18th, and then we just did another one on November 27th, and it's gone very, very well. We've gotten a lot of positive feedback as a result, and a lot of people discovering the show, and nobody heckled us, so that's always a good thing.
That's awesome. So, like, were you guys pretty big fans of Whose Line Is It Anyway, or not so much?
Very much.
Very much.
Oh,
I've been watching it for years.
Now, see, I think that you kind of prefer the American version.
I did.
Yeah,
yes.
and see, I prefer the UK version, which I had been watching in the early '90s when it was sort of, well, I mean, I hesitate to use the word popular because it was always bigger over there than it was here, and then it wasn't until Drew Carey got his hands on it that the U.S. market really picked up on it. But I had been a huge fan of the English version. Yeah. And I've seen every episode multiple times. And so, I was very familiar with it. And I mean, to be honest, a lot of the stuff that we do on Seats from a Hat, we just stole it.
Yep.
But
not above that.
But honestly, I think that obviously the difference is we're local and we're featuring local talent, and we don't take it overly seriously. It's just a lot of fun, and that's really what the show is about. And we hope that people will watch it and come on down and have more fun in person, because it's just so much fun to do it in front of an audience.
Yeah, you guys are here on Saturdays at Town Square Television Studios. What time?
Third Saturday of every month from 9 until 5. We start recording at 10. And then we stop at 4 o'clock so we can clean up.
And it's free. You don't have to pay anything. Yeah.
That's right.
Free entertainment.
And we'll even feed you lunch. So.
Whoa.
Yeah, there might be a lunch in the deal for you.
That's a good deal.
Exactly.
All right. So you guys up for some Christmas Mad Libs?
Oh boy.
All right. It is time for Christmas Mad Libs.
No Christmas season can be really noisy unless you have a freaky tree in your kitchen. If you live in a city, you will see many vacant ladies filled with hundreds of cars for sale. If you live in the country, you can get your own microphone right out of the forest. Go out with an Xmas sweater and Tommy Wiseau. And when you see a stinky tree you like, you can dig it up and plant it in a lawnmower. Then you can use it for 69 years. To make sure your tree is fresh, shake the branches and see if the fences fall off onto the brick. And make sure the tree is very poop yellow. Nothing looks worse than a green tree. Just follow these directions and you can have a perfectly beautiful sunflower in your front room for weeks. Remember, poems and Mad Libs are made by fools like Travis, but only Clint can make a tree.
You can find all their episodes on YouTube. Just type in Scenes from a Hat. And you can also go to scenesfromahat.tv for more information on future shows and whatnot. Thank you guys for coming on. It was super fun.
Thank you for having us, Clint.
Clint.
We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
I'm not a complete idiot.
He travels all around the country, bringing you to Hollywood movie locations, Comic-Con, and sometimes scary places. Ladies and gentlemen, from Matt's Rad Show, please welcome Matt to Late Hour.
Oh, it's me. He's talking about me. I was like, that guy sounds cool.
He does. And here he is.
Wow.
Living in breathing color. So I actually found you from the Jingle All the Way video that you made.
Jingle all the way.
Put that cookie down.
Put the cookie down. I love it when we just go right into just quoting. I was like, let's not even talk about my video. Let's just quote Jingle All the Way for the next 20 minutes.
Well, because I was wondering like where that movie was actually filmed, and like you went to every single location.
Almost everyone. There are some of them that were filmed in I think Pasadena, California. Or maybe a warehouse in LA or something like that. Like when he's on Nicollet Island and he goes in the warehouse where all of the underground Turbo Man dolls and
Belushi
Santa's.
Is in there?
Belushi's in there.
Yeah.
They use the outside to what is that place called nowadays? But anyways, it's like a place you can rent for like weddings and stuff like that now. Huh. But it's on Nicollet Island and so they use the outside of that, and then as you go in it, then it's a warehouse in LA.
Huh.
So a little movie magic, but yeah, you can still go there and rent it for a wedding. How cool would that be? Like have like a wedding where all the Turbo Man dolls were being made and Arnold got in a fight with a bunch of Santa Clauses.
Did. Yeah, he fought like what, Vern Troyer in the Big Show and
that's crazy. Yeah. It was a good time.
I enjoyed that movie when I was a kid, as you can tell.
Oh yeah.
Fun fact, when I had an Xbox 360, my screen name was Put That Cookie Down.
That's awesome. Put the cookie down.
So I also watched your Comic-Con video. You were Bluebeard.
The Bluebeard one, yeah.
Right?
That was a recent one I went to.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Those have been loads of fun. That's kind of where Matt's Red Show got started.
Really?
The Comic-Con events. I went to MegaCon in Orlando, Florida. I used to live in Orlando, Florida, and I just grabbed my old video camera with the 8mm DV tapes and went there and just started filming stuff. And C-3PO and R2-D2 were right there to greet me, started talking to me, and I was like, I'm hooked. Like, I'm doing this forever. So I kind of started doing Comic-Cons and stuff, and I really enjoy when I get to them still.
Yeah.
But there's not a ton of them in this area that come around.
Yeah, it's once a year at the convention center, right?
Yeah, the Wizard World comes around, and a guy puts on a really good one. It's just in a gymnasium. It's called Blizzard Con, I think. Blizzard World Con. So I've done a few videos there, and then I did like Minneapolis and some other ones too. So.
Does Blizzard Con have anything to do with World of Warcraft? Because that's what I think of when you say Blizzard Con.
It might.
Kind of?
It might, a little bit.
Yeah.
But, he's got all kinds of stuff. People coming to that one, but it's in a high school gymnasium. I think I already said that.
That's okay. I'd still go to it.
It's fun, though. It's fun.
So your most recent video was Mickey's Diner.
Yeah, Mickey's Diner. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, down there in St. Paul, downtown St. Paul. I love that place.
Yeah, it's like never changed. Like you can go back like 50 years and it's still the exact same same building.
It's crazy. Opened in 1939.
Wow.
And has never closed. Like, how many places can say that? They opened in 1939 and have never closed. So it's a St. Paul treasure.
Yeah, if you're ever visiting from somewhere else, I would say that's definitely a place you got to go to.
You got to go.
If you're visiting.
And when you go, just know that you're going to need to know what you want to order, and the waiters and waitresses they're not going to take any junk from you. Because, they live downtown, and they're downtown dealing with people all day. So.
Yeah.
But they're super nice and super cool people, but, like, they're like, don't mess with them.
Yeah, because they're down in the city and whatnot.
Yeah, but it's the way. I love that place.
What are some of your, like, favorite movies, then?
I'm a big fan of all the 80s movies, just any 80s movie.
like Back to the Future?
Oh, yeah. Back to the Future is a good one. Anything by, old Bob Zemeckis, that's who did Back to the Future, and of course, Breakfast Club and all of those movies that he did. Amazing.
Now, have you got to go to any of the locations from Back to the Future or Breakfast Club yet? Or?
No, I haven't done those.
No?
I haven't done any of those yet, but I would love to. Goonies is kind of my favorite movie of all time.
Oh, really?
The Goonies, and I would love to go out and do a filming locations video to Goonies, and it's going to happen someday. But now that I'm about to be a dad, I'm thinking it might not happen until my kid's old enough to do it, because I can't imagine me lugging around a little kid like in a stroller going to these things. So I don't know, but yeah, hopefully it'll happen.
Have you met Sean Astin?
No, I have not.
You haven't?
I heard he's a cool guy, though. Have you?
I walked past him at Comic-Con not knowing who he was, and my wife went, That's what she did.
Mikey. That's awesome. I was so sad. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen season 2 of Stranger Things.
Oh.
Bob dies. Was that his name in that, Bob?
I think it was, yeah.
And I was like, no.
I thought maybe they were going to, make it look like he might have not died, but I was like, oh, no, he's dead. That's too bad.
It's always a bummer.
What have been your favorite locations to go to?
Movie-wise, or just any
movie-wise,
kind of videos that I've done wise?
Like movie-wise.
Movie-wise?
Yeah.
Actually, me and my wife just got back from Austin about 3 months ago, and I did movie locations to Dazed and Confused.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that was awesome. That was so cool, because every location is really similar to what it looked like back then, even down to the pavement. And I stumbled into the stadium at the end of the movie when they sneak in and they smoke a joint on the 50-yard line, and they get caught by the cops. But it's a really cool scene, and I found that stadium, and it was open. And I walked in the gate, and I'm filming, and there's one guy in there. I think he's a janitor or something like that. Oh. And I'm walking around filming. I was like, he'll probably tell me to get out of here if I'm not supposed to be in here. But he didn't say anything. And so I just kept filming, and I'm doing my scenes. I'm lining up my shots and everything. And then all of a sudden I hear this gate close. And I was like, suddenly I felt very alone. And I looked out, and he was gone. Huh. And he had locked this gate on me and locked me inside the stadium from Dazed and Confused. And I had just gotten off the airplane. Me and my wife took different flights. I had just gotten off the airplane, and so I went and filmed this location, the stadium, and then I had to pick up my wife at the airport in a half hour. and I'm locked inside a stadium from Dazed and Confused. And I'm like, this is my life. How did I end up here, locked inside the stadium from Dazed and Confused? I'm going to have to call the cops to bust myself out of the stadium. But so I did like a perimeter walk and found the safest place to like scale a fence. And they were like taller than your walls here. And I cut my hand up scaling the fence, and but it was worth it. I got the shots.
You got the shots and you got out of there.
I got out of there, and I picked up my wife at the airport. I'm like, guess what I did? It's like I just got locked inside the stadium from Dazed and Confused.
That could almost be a movie in itself.
Yeah, I've got some little bit of a footage from that, but I was just trying to get out of there before.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure the dude was just like, stupid idiot. I'm going to clock him in here and call the cops.
Do you ever get worried about like getting, maybe not caught's not the right word, but like worried about like trespassing when you go to like these places?
No, I always do it pretty legit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm always wide in the open with my camera out. Sometimes it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. I went inside a boat, like a boat graveyard one time, and the gate was wide open, no sign saying keep out or anything, and I walked in and I'm filming these like really old school boats, and they're just sitting there rusting away, and like big old ship like type things.
Yeah.
They're like old fire, like I don't know, fire truck boats. Fire boats, fire police boats, I don't know what you call them, and tugboats, and like these really old ships and stuff, and they're just sitting there wasting away, and all of a sudden the guy who owned the area came up to me and was not too happy that I was in there filming, and like quizzed me, like, where are you from? What do they do there? Like he was asking me about my town and everything, and like I don't know who he thought I was, but
You were an insider.
Insider filming his stuff or something. I didn't know what I was doing. But after about 5 minutes of serious questioning, he realized I was just a dumb guy with a camera that was just looking to film cool stuff. And he let me film. He let me keep filming after that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go.
So it turned out to work out, and that video's done pretty good.
All right, so are you up for a game of monotone movie quotes?
Yes, sir.
It is time for monotone movie quotes. Okay, first one.
Ready.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse.
Godfather.
Oh, you're right. That's an easy one.
That was good, though. That was
Okay.
good.
I love the smell of napalm in the morning.
Oh, yeah. The Vietnam one that, what's his name did? Francis Ford Coppola. Vietnam movie that Francis Ford Coppola did. Dennis Hopper was in it, right?
Yep.
I think. What's the name of that movie?
Starts with an A.
Starts with an A. Apocalypse Now.
Yay,
Thank
there you go.
America.
This one should be easy-ish. You're going to need a bigger boat.
Jaws.
Correct. If you build it, he will come.
Ooh, Field of Dreams.
That is correct. You're tearing me apart. You say one thing, he says another, and then everybody changes it back again.
Is that James Dean?
It is?
Rebel Without a Cause?
Yes, you are right. Yes. I would have also accepted Tommy Wiseau. Tearing me apart, Lisa.
Nice.
They hate us because they ain't us.
The Interview.
That is correct.
They literally didn't. Yeah, it didn't have a theater release, right? They released
didn't,
it right to Netflix.
Yeah, it went right to Netflix, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, last one.
Okay.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Ferris Bueller.
Oh, easy one. Ding, ding, ding. You know what I feel like as I'm reading these? You remember like back in school when you had to do like a presentation?
Yeah.
And you had to like read it like to the class?
Yeah.
This is my science project.
I love it.
Okay, so you guys can check out Matt on YouTube. Just type in Matt's Rad Show, and he'll be like the first thing that pops up. You can also follow him on Instagram and Facebook and you can follow him in real life. Okay, that is our show. We will see you next year. Merry Christmas. See ya.